Welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing today? It is your boy Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness podcast on this Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Let's talk a little 49er football. You guys probably already heard it by now. At the owners' meetings, Jed York spoke, and he was asked about Jimmy G, and he gave an answer, and we're going to get into that. Also, Kyle was asked a few questions as it was asked of John Lynch. So stay tuned for a great podcast after this intro. Welcome back to the Niner Sickness podcast, everyone. Hello. I am your host, your humble servant, Mr. Niner Beto, aka Niner Sickness, here on the Niner Sickness podcast. Let's get this party started. How's everybody doing? Let's say hello. Tony Smith is in the house. How you doing, Tony Smith? Welcome to the stream, brother. We got Mike H in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel, brother. We got Lucky. Lucky's in the house. Oh, man. This whole Jimmy Garoppolo saga is getting way out of hand. It is getting ridiculous, if you ask me. It is getting crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys, but this whole offseason when it comes to Jimmy G, it's just been chaotic. Is he staying? Is he going? Is he going to be traded? He's not going to be traded. How much can we get? We haven't got anything, and it just seems to not go away. The question is this. Is the presence of Jimmy G on this roster good for the development of Trey Lance? Can Trey Lance play without the concern of looking over his shoulder, wondering if he is one mistake away from losing his job to Jimmy Garoppolo? Can the Niners really pay $25 million for a backup quarterback? Now, ideally, in the NFC, there's not that many good teams. You got Tampa, you got the Rams, and the Packers, probably the Packers. So ideally, having two good quarterbacks on your roster It's pretty good problem to have. But will that delay the development of Trey Lance, or will it push Trey Lance to be even better because he knows that he cannot afford to screw up? What Trey Lance will we get if Jimmy G remains on the roster? Because the dream pipe of us trading Jimmy is starting to fade, and fade away. If we get past the NFL draft and a trade does not become present for the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo, the reality will sink in that Jimmy most likely will be on this roster in 2022. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? This is what we're going to talk about today for a little bit. I want to get your thoughts. Is it a good thing for Trey to have Jimmy to push him? Or do you think Jimmy could be a burden to Trey? And will all this be a distraction for the locker room? Will there be divided players? Team A, Team Jimmy, and Team Trey. And is that good for a potential Super Bowl roster? Can they handle something like that? Thank you for wiping your feet. David Maynew says Jimmy G made plenty of mistakes and didn't get benched. I wonder if Jimmy G will be okay with holding the clipboard. He don't have a choice. He honestly doesn't have a choice. If he remains on the team. Now, this is the real question, David, and all of you. Will Trey Lance truly beat out Jimmy G in training camp? Or will the Niners, regardless of how good Jimmy looks, will they give the reins to Trey? And let's say Jimmy beats out Trey and starts in 2022. Does that mess up with Trey? Do people start questioning if Trey Lance was the right pick at 3? So many scenarios that can take place by having Jimmy on this roster. Leslie is in the house. How you doing, Leslie? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I think we forget that the culture Kyle and John have created. Every quarterback and every roster looks over their shoulder. That's the name of the game. Just as Alex Smith. Very good point there, Leslie. Very good point. Ismael Ortiz is in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Who did the Texans replace Watson with? The kid that they drafted from Stanford last year. I can't quite remember. Mills, I think is his name, last name. So Sam Mills or something Mills, if I'm not messing that up. I think they're going to go with him. But this whole draft is going to be interesting for sure. Besides, whoever is under center, I will support. I think Trey wasn't kidding when he called Jimmy G one of his best friends. The locker room is full of pros. They will work as a team. Now, I hear what you're saying, Leslie, and they are professional, but at the end of the day, these are players that are very competitive. And there's going to be, whether it comes out publicly or not, but internally, I could see a little bit of chaos with who supports Jimmy and who supports Trey. I just don't think it's healthy to keep Jimmy on this roster for the development of Trey. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see for sure. I got you, Carl. I seen your first comment, but I don't discuss that on the live. We'll talk about that afterwards, brother. Don't worry. You got it, brother. Beto, besides Panthers, who in your opinion needs a quarterback right now? Besides the Panthers, that's a very, very good question. Oh, man. I thought the Texans were one of them. There's not many. I think, honestly, it's just the Panthers. The Panthers. That's a good question. That's a very good question. I think it's just that it's between the Panthers and the Texans. If the Texans are truly not completely sold in. But again, the Texans are rebuilding. They're not a competitive team. So I can understand them going with the young QB Mills. The Panthers, on the other hand, the NFC South, the only good team in there is Tampa Bay. They need a quarterback to be competitive in that division. But other than the Panthers, I really don't see someone that needs Jimmy. So the true reality is Jimmy might be part of this roster. Now, Jed York said it today, and he has said it before. If we need to carry Jimmy this year, we will. So, is it really a bad idea to have both quarterbacks on the roster? On an NFC side of where anybody can make the Super Bowl, having Jimmy G as a backup, is that such a bad idea? Or, like I said earlier, do you really believe that can mess up the development of Trey Lance? Or like Leslie said, if you're going to be competitive, no matter who's there, you're going to compete. And that's the question. Will Trey come in and compete, or will Trey be taken by the presence of Jimmy Garoppolo? David says Trey Lance is working hard on his game. I don't think Jimmy G can beat him out. I hope not. I really don't. I really hope that Jimmy doesn't beat out Trey. Because if Jimmy does, that's going to send sirens throughout camp on whether Trey was the right decision or not. I think he is. I'm a firm believer in Trey Lance. I want the Trey Lance era to begin. I respectfully appreciate what Jimmy G has done for this organization. I appreciate his time here, but it is time to move on. It is time to say bye to Jimmy and start the new relationship with Trey. But Jimmy is like that girlfriend that never goes away. Or child support. Steve Young backed up Joe for 4 years. Rogers backed up Farr for 3. Trey will back up Jimmy for 2. Book it. Well, it's starting to look like that more and more. Now, I understand that Trey hasn't had a lot of career starts. I understand Trey is very raw compared to other quarterbacks. At the end of the day, we're going through this whole drama right now. We're living through it. But at the end of the day, if we keep Jimmy, and let's say Jimmy starts over Trey, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, and we win a Super Bowl, and Jimmy moves on, and Trey starts to take over in 2023 and never looks back, and is better he's better at it because he had 2 years to sit. Or would it be the scenario where the less reps that Trey gets, the worse it is for Trey? Question to you, the viewers. Does Trey need the reps? I understand the question that I'm asking. Duh. But I'm just asking the question. Is it hurtful or beneficial if Trey doesn't take that many reps in 2022? I want to hear you guys in the comments. Thank you, Lucky, for wiping your feet. Leslie says, true that. And I think you may have a point about not being healthy, but look how long Steve Young sat on the bench. So the draft, we gonna get a cornerback. Now, let's never lose point that this is a championship roster. I know we're focused a lot at the quarterback position, that we cannot lose focus on this being a Super Bowl contending roster. Now, we lost a left guard in Tomlinson, but I think we can hopefully we can replace him with Aaron Banks. The fact that the Niners haven't really brought in no free agents at the right guard is either A, there's not that many good out there, or B, they feel comfortable in the development of the players they have now. And C, will they look into it in the draft? They brought in a corner and Ward. So our secondary got better. Now, we're questioning one of our spots, which is the safety position. What will they do at safety? Javon Kinlaw is coming back from injury, but according to Kyle, he looks better than he ever looked before. So that's a positive for the front line. Right? You got Eric Armstead. You got Kerry Hyder coming back. He had a great year. He had a great year in 2020 without Bosa. Imagine him playing with Bosa. Arden Key hasn't signed yet, so the possibility of him coming back is still there. At least I'm not aware that he signed. If he did, then I haven't read it. You got Kevin Givens. You got, I think we have 11, if I'm not mistaken, 11 defensive linemen. We got great linebackers. We got a great defensive coach. We just added 3 players to our special teams unit and a new coach. So our special teams is going to get better. Field position is everything in football. This is a team that is pretty good. Whether Trey starts or Jimmy, a lot of us like Jimmy, a lot of us want Trey better. But at the end of the day, if we win a Super Bowl, regardless with whom, Trey or Jimmy, and the 49ers are holding that Lombardi trophy at the end of the day, this whole Jimmy saga is going to go away. I understand we're going through the eye of the storm, but I believe the Niners have the best interest for this team, the front office. Now, I don't know about you, but when I seen the John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan interviews today, I seen two people that are pretty pissed that Jimmy is still on the team. I think, personally, John Lynch and Kyle want Jimmy out of here more than we do. But the fact that nobody is trading for Jimmy, they're stuck with him. And it's because Jimmy, and no fault to Jimmy did not sabotage the Niners by having surgery late. But it is what it is. He needed surgery on his throwing shoulder. Teams kind of faded away from that. And unfortunately, the Niners are stuck with Jimmy. And they find themselves in this scenario. But to me, it sounds like John Lynch and Kyle, they wanted Jimmy gone and gone a long time ago. But they're not going to cut him. Okay? They may not like Jimmy on the roster, but they're not going to cut him just because they don't want him. They know the value in him. And let's be real. Quarterbacks have gotten hurt during training camp, OTAs, or during the game, during the season. If they hold on to Jimmy, and God forbid a team suffers an injury at the quarterback position and they are contenders, that value for Jimmy just went up. And remember, right now, Jimmy can't clear his physical. But once Jimmy clears his physical, the leverage goes back to the Niners on training Jimmy. But I got the impression, I could be wrong, but I got the impression that the Niners don't want Jimmy. I got the impression that the Niners don't want Jimmy on this roster. And I saw frustration in their faces when the question for Jimmy was asked. Nick, what's up, Nick? Jimmy G is going to get cut, and I doubt it. John Lynch straight up said it. We're not cutting him. There's no value in cutting Jimmy. There isn't. You may not like Jimmy. You may not like the scenario that we're in. You might feel like, man, what's going on? But there is no value in cutting Jimmy other than us being pissed off at the whole scenario, and we're trying to be done with Jimmy, and we want him out because in some of our minds, we think that if we had gotten rid of Jimmy, the Niners would have brought in every free agent available. Gilmore would have been signed. Watson would have been signed. Everybody that became free agents would have been signed. And that's not the case. Do the Niners want Jimmy off the books? Absolutely. But it's not because of the finance. It's not because they can't bring anybody in because their hands are tied financially. If the Niners need to bring someone in, they will do the necessary adjustments, which they showed they done because they restructured a few contracts to bring in Ward and those free agents. So I don't think the Niners are going to cut Jimmy G just to cut him. They're not going to cut him. There's too much value in Jimmy. See, a lot of Niner fans, myself included, can get very emotional, and we kind of make emotional decisions. Cut him, cut him. But as a GM and a coach of a franchise team, you can't make calls, or at least you shouldn't make any calls based upon your emotions. You have to make wise decisions, even if the fan base turns against you. But I think they don't want Jimmy. I don't think the Niners want Jimmy on the roster, but they're stuck. They're stuck with him. So they got to make the best of this situation they possibly can. But they're not going to cut him just to satisfy the fan base. There's no value in that. If Trey goes down, and let's say we're 5-0, and Trey goes down, do you really want to give the reins over to Sudfeld? Or can you see your season going to the toilet? But if Jimmy's holding the clipboard, as much as we don't like it, and Trey goes down, do you think Jimmy can get us to the playoffs? And those are the things we got to look at. What's up, Moses? Welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome to the stream. We got Optimistic. How you doing, sir? Does Seattle need a quarterback? Seattle does. But will they take Jimmy? I tell you one thing. If anybody wants Jimmy to go to Seattle, it's Fred Warner. And if you don't know why I said that, then you haven't watched Jimmy play. But if anybody wants Jimmy G to go to Seattle, it's Fred Warner. What's up, Roberto? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for wiping your feet. I appreciate that. Sickness. Jed York is pretty straightforward. I believe it. Yes, he is. And the thing about it is, they will pay to keep Jimmy if they have to. Not because they want to, but if they have to. They're not going to give in to these teams. They're thinking, well, we're not going to offer no trade value for Jimmy because we know the Niners are going to cut him. And when they cut him, we'll negotiate with Jimmy. The Niners are saying, No. Jimmy, you're not getting cut. Either you're holding the clipboard or you're getting traded. But this organization is going to get some value in return for you. And I know we don't like the saga of Jimmy still being here, but I don't want to cut Jimmy. I want to trade him. I want to get value for him, even a 5th round, if all possible, a 4th, but not cut him. What's up, Jigga? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Sickness. Where's the sirens? If what's his name is still there. Here we go. This is what we're gonna hear. That's what the panic that is going on in Santa Clara because Jimmy is still on this roster. My goodness. Listen, I want to give a real quick shout out to my member supporters that are part of the Niner Sickness support. I want to give shout out to David McNew for supporting the channel monthly. Dina Harvey is in the house. I want to give her a shout out for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Let's see here. I appreciate you. I got two I just changed the name of it. It hasn't taken effect yet, but I have two memberships here on the Niner Sickness podcast. One of them is called the Niner Sickness Podcast Pro Bowl Team, and it's 99 cents per month. And your name will get shouted out. You'll get this little badge next to your name. And I appreciate that support. Then there's the other tier, which is going to be called the Niner Sickness Podcast All Pro Team, which is $2.99 a month, and you can cancel anytime. And what I'm going to do with that particular memberships only is I'm going to do every Saturday evening, I'm going to do a private show just for those that are part of the All Pro team. I'm going to do monthly giveaways, monthly trivia, monthly giveaways. They're going to be call-ins. We're going to do all sorts of things just for those members only. So if you want to support the channel and you want to become part of the All Pro or the Pro Bowl team, I truly appreciate that so much. I think Trey is right, the right decision, but I am also getting used to Kyle and John holding their cards close to the vest. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Sickness. I can't say Trey was the right choice. I still need to see more from him. And at the end of the day, whenever you draft any position, are they ever the right choice until they are? We all know that the NFL draft is a crapshoot. Either you get players like Fred Warner in the third round, or players like George Kittle in the fifth round, or you get the Solomon Thomasons, the can't think of that linebacker that we got with Solomon Thomas. My point being is, you don't never know if they're the right choice until they are. And only time will tell. That's why I tell people, you got to allow at least 3 years of development to kind of truthfully assess whether a player is going to be great or a bust. Like I heard a lot of people say that Javon Kinlaw is a bust. I don't know how they can say that. I mean, they're saying it, but I don't know how they can say it that he's going to be a bust. You got to allow a player at least 3 years to develop to really see what they're made of. And then you can make your assessment from that, in my opinion. Does anyone remember the big drama right before we traded Joe Montana to KC? I was amazed. It was amazing. But when it all came down to it, we supported Steve. Went for that ring. Well, I'm gonna share something. I've always been a Steve Young fan over Joe Montana. I love Joe Montana. Don't get me wrong. Joe Montana, 4 Super Bowl rings. You can never go wrong. You can never go wrong with the GOAT. But I've always been a big fan of Steve Young, still am. So I was rooting for Steve. But you're right. I remember back during that season, the back and forth talks, and Steve Young wanted out. He told George, "I want out of here," but George decided to go with Steve and traded Montana, and it was the right choice. Now people can say, "What if the Niners won that Super Bowl against San Diego with Montana?" Possibly, but I love that they kept Steve at that time over an aging Montana. Good evening, Niner Beta. What's good? What's up, JVX? 4 and 9. What's up, Johnny? Welcome to the stream, Johnny. Good to see you, man. Lance is better because he can open up Shannon's playbook and he will see a lot more. Now, the whole thing right now with Trey is not whether he'll be better than Jimmy. I already think he is better than Jimmy. It's just the lack of experience. But sometimes I guess there's two ways of teaching somebody how to swim, right? You can take lessons on swimming lessons, or they can throw you into the deep part of the pool and you're going to learn how to swim or you're going to drown. Now, they took their time with Trey the first year. Will they continue to develop him as Jimmy stays behind, or they're just going to extend their wings and let Trey fly? Now, I like what Kyle Shanahan said today. If we didn't think Trey was ready, we wouldn't be shopping Jimmy G. So the fact that they're shopping Jimmy, unfortunately, because of the shoulder, you got to remember, Atlanta took a quarterback that was a backup. You're going to tell me that Marcus Mariota is a better quarterback than Jimmy G? Are you going to tell yourself that? Whether you hate Jimmy or not, Marcus Mariota is not a better quarterback, in my opinion, than Jimmy. Yet, the Atlanta Falcons signed a backup over a starter. But because of that shoulder injury on Jimmy's throwing shoulder, scared teams away. I believe that if Jimmy never got hurt or did not need surgery on that shoulder, he would have been traded already. I believe that. And I think the Niners are frustrated as much as we are that Jimmy is still on the roster. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, John Lynch and Kyle, they want him." No, they don't. Didn't you see his face? I saw Kyle's face when asked about Jimmy. He didn't look happy. I thought this was going to be a nice divorce, and it's becoming a ugly divorce. Those that have been through a divorce, especially when it comes with children and property and figuring all that out, man, it can get ugly. And this is starting to get ugly. But the divorce will happen eventually. And for those that never experienced a good divorce, and I use that analogy, my apologies. Trey will be a starter. Jimmy G will be holding the clipboard. No more Jimmy G as a starter. But what happens if Jimmy outplays Trey? Roberto, do you still keep him holding the clipboard? And I wonder if Trey's going to be always thinking, am I one mess up away from losing my job? Because he knows that if they trade Jimmy and all they have is is Stufffield, whatever the other backup is. He knows he's not losing his job to him. I mean, things can go both ways. Either Jimmy can mess with Trey's head, or Jimmy can be the reason why Trey becomes that much better, because he will push himself much more than he normally would have if he felt no threat behind him. Iron sharpens iron. Will Jimmy sharpen Trey by holding that clipboard? We're going to have to wait and see. One thing I do know about Jimmy, he's not going to start drama in the locker room. Jimmy's not going to sit there and try to sabotage anything. He's a very good, kind, professional athlete for what I've seen. Sickness, to me, when it really comes down to it, I don't care who's the starter. All I care about is getting wins and can lead the Niners. Absolutely. That's the bottom line. And I'm not even stone cold. But that is the bottom line. Wins cure everything. W's fixes a lot of things. What's up, JR Meadows? Welcome to the stream, brother. Good to see you, man. If the season happens, we will be dangerously good either way. Absolutely. I think we're getting caught up so much in the Jimmy G's still here. Who starts? Is it Trey? Is it Jimmy? That we tend to forget a little bit about the roster that we have. We have a legitimate, good roster. My goodness, just a few months ago, we were in the NFC championship game. We were 4 quarters away from making our second Super Bowl appearance in 5 years. Having 2 quarterbacks that can play football is not such a bad idea. And I know that a lot of Niner fans are really, truly stuck on the idea that we haven't signed no big names because the money is tied to Jimmy. And I just don't believe that. But we are all entitled to what we believe in. And I don't think Jimmy is going to be a problem. Or let me rephrase it. I don't think Jimmy's money will be a problem in re-signing or extending, I should say, Debo's contract. I think Debo's contract will get extended whether Jimmy is on the books or off the books. The Niners are prepared with all types of scenarios. The Niners came in with every type of scenario. The scenario with Jimmy, the scenario without Jimmy, the scenario of having to restructure contracts. Do you think they just talked to these players during free agency and they just decided to restructure? This game plan was already in play way before free agency started. The Niners are always thinking ahead. And they have all these scenarios played out. This is what we can do without Jimmy. This is what we can do with. When I say without, I'm talking about without his money on the books. And not only that, but if Jimmy's on the roster, how is this going to affect the locker room? How is this going to affect Trey? Will Trey be affected? Or would this be fuel for Trey to push himself to be greater? I guarantee you that the Niners front office have gone through all these scenarios and try to figure out, okay, if we do A, B, or C, this is what we got to do if we find ourselves in this column. Did they plan for Jimmy to still be on the roster at this point? Probably not. Let me rephrase it. They planned for him to be on here. They just wish he would enough, if that makes sense. We think as fans that the Niners are not bringing in these players because we don't have the money. Yet the Rams are signing players left and right without money in the cap. Other teams are signing players with no money. Teams will find a way to do what they got to do to sign players if need to be. Trust me. Jimmy G's money on the books does not deter the Niners from pursuing someone they wanted. I mean, Jimmy was still on the books. There was no trade for Jimmy, and they saw the opportunity to get better at the secondary position. And what did they do? Day one of free agency, they went ahead and signed Jamarius Ward. Now, you may say, well, wait a minute. If Jimmy wasn't on the books, maybe they could have signed J.C. Jackson. No, they wouldn't. They were not going to give a corner. You got to remember, the Niners don't covet corners as much as other teams do. They are more in the trenches. There's no way you can convince me that even if Jimmy was off the books, they were going to pay all that money for Jackson's services when they can get away with Ward's services and for the money that Ward cost the Niners. I really believe that the Niners prepare themselves for every case scenario with and without Jimmy, with or without DJ Jones, with or without Lincoln Tomlinson, with or without Arden Key. That's why they brought in Kerry Hyder back, because they're preparing themselves for the possibility of Arden Key not coming back. This is just maybe just me with pom-poms, but I'm a firm believer in what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch is doing. Now, do they make their mistakes? Yes. Should we criticize a lot of things they do? Absolutely. Should we keep them accountable for what they're doing? 100%. I am not saying to kiss their behinds. You keep them accountable. But I also believe in being positive and supportive. No matter what, through the good or through the bad, through the hilltop or the valley, I am a faithful to the end. Red and gold until I'm dead and cold. I'm not going to waver. I'm not going to mouth back about Jimmy or any of the front office. I will criticize. I will point out things that I think are not right as a fan. But I'm not going to backstab nobody. And I'm not talking about nobody individually. I'm talking about me and me only. I am not going to be one of those fans that just talk smack about my organization. I will criticize. I will speak out. But I believe that what John Lynch is doing, and I believe what Kyle is doing. Do we not believe in brick by brick? Are you a supporter of the San Francisco 49ers or not? Again, feel free to voice out your opinions and criticize John Lynch for taking Solomon Thomas over Deshaun Watson. Absolutely, did John drop the ball on that. But he did take George Kittle. He did take Greenlaw. They did get Elijah Mitchell. They did get Fred Warner. They got Bosa. So Criticize them for what they do wrong and praise them for what they do well. I think we get so focused on always talking bad about them that we overlook the good they have done for this team. The fact that this organization, this regime has taken your 49ers, our 49ers, to 2 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance. Now you may say, that's not enough. That's not enough. I want a ring. All right. And you're entitled to that. Especially if you grew up in an era that hasn't seen the Niners lift. See, I'm spoiled. I am truly spoiled. And I can come from a different point of view. I seen the Niners lift the Lombardi Trophy 5 times. Not on replay, in person, live. I've gone to all 5 parades in San Francisco. So I am spoiled. And I know a lot of you haven't had that opportunity. And I understand that just showing up to the NFC Championship game is not good enough. I understand making it to 2 Super Bowls. It's not good enough if you don't win. I understand that. I understand your frustration. But you can't overlook that the Niners in the last 3 years, they've been to 2 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl. You can't overlook that, and you shouldn't. Now, the Niners are going to do everything they can to finally hoist that 6th Lombardi trophy. And when they do, you, the young faithful, are going to be so joyful. You're going to be so feeling so great to get the opportunity to see that. I want that for you guys. You know what's funny? I don't even want it for me or for the team. I want it more for you guys. For you young people that have never experienced watching the Niners hoist that Lombardi trophy, I want this championship for you guys. I got the opportunity to see that. I want you guys to experience that as well. But don't lose focus on what the good things that the Niners have done so far. Don't put your focus so much in the wrong of John Lynch and Kyle that you overlook the good. Yes, they messed up on Solomon Thomas. Yes, they messed up on that linebacker. I forgot his name. We went back in the first round, took and Reuben Foster. Yes, they made mistakes. But they also got George Kittle. They got Greenlaw. They got Elijah Mitchell. They got Fred Warner. They brought in unsigned free agents. You may say, well, they made a mistake with D Ford. Did they? It turned out to be a mistake. Hindsight 2020, I'm telling you. Today, it looks like the Niners made a mistake with D Ford. But back then, I think they made the right choice. They were aggressive. They traded for a top pass rusher to put next to Nick Bosa. It just didn't work out the way they wanted him and the way we wanted it to work out. But it doesn't mean the Niners were not aggressive. It just means it didn't work out. Did John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan drop the ball by taking Solomon Thomas over a Deshaun Watson? Absolutely. And you can criticize them for that. You are entitled. I'm entitled. But that's not going to overtake that the same guys, John Lynch and the same guy, Kyle Shanahan and Adam Peters, they drafted some great players that are on this team. So all I'm saying is, I know I got into this preaching whole thing. All I'm saying is, whether we keep Jimmy or not, support the 49ers. Criticize, voice your opinion, speak what's on your mind, But at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, you support the red and gold. I support it on my hand. I can take off the hat. I can take off the jersey. But I can't take off the tattoo. Through the good seasons and the bad seasons, it is on my hand. It is on my arm. It doesn't go away. It doesn't wash off. Through the thick and thin, through the good and bad, will remain a faithful. I will criticize. I will voice my opinion. I will show my frustration. But I will also support my team no matter what. That's just me. Jimmy G had his time, but he played like a rookie and played scared like a chicken. All righty then. Thank you for wiping your feet. Appreciate it. Luis Moreno's in the house. How you doing, sir? Hey, brother, I am late. I love to say this all the time. None of you are never late to my podcast. You come in at the perfect time. Sorry, I went off a little preaching there, but just wanted to let you guys remind you, man. At least for me, I'm going to support my team no matter what. I wanted to see Jimmy G work at Subway. Oh my goodness. Sickness, I don't really mind if Jimmy is still on the team to this point. I just want Trey to be the starter in 2020. Let him earn it. If Trey Lance wants to be the starter of this 49er team, go out there and take it from Jimmy. Earn it. Take it. Take it by storm. And never look back, Trey. Compete, and straight up beat out Jimmy. And prove to the world that you are the guy for this organization. And if Jimmy happens to beat out Trey, then maybe Trey still needs a little bit more developing. I like Jimmy, but I think they are making a big mistake if they keep him. Now, they're not keeping him by choice, Lewis. They're just not going to cut him. I do believe they would have wished the trade would have happened for him already. They unforeseen. I'm pretty sure they prepared for it, but they unforeseen that surgery would have been the reason why teams haven't taken him this far. Yeah, that 25.5 million is really going to kill us. Lewis, I completely agree with you. It doesn't help. I don't think it'll kill us, but it doesn't help. And remember, every year the salary cap is going higher and higher. Again, I'm not advocating for Jimmy. I want Jimmy gone, and I want to start the new era with Trey. But if we get stuck with Jimmy, I'm still going to support Jimmy if he's the starter, or I'm going to support Trey if Trey's the starter. In other words, I'm not going to wish Jimmy gets hurt intentionally, so I want to see Trey start. I will support whoever is under center. Why? Because they earned it. They earned it. Whoever starts at center, under center, I should say, earn that start. If Trey wants it bad enough, go out and earn it, young man. If Jimmy feels that he's not going to give up the reins, then do what you got to do, Jimmy, to keep it. I will support either one of you. I may not like it. I may not be happy about it, but I will support whoever's under center. And I'm going to do the little Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback, without the tears. I've said this so many times. You can judge a book by its cover. But with Banks and Kinlaw, you haven't seen a full 17-game season. Any of them. Any positional player There are bust, and there are great players that come out of the draft. Okay. Tom Brady was taken in the 6th round, and he's what? A Hall of Famer, first ballot, 7-time Super Bowl champion. You never know what you're going to get from the draft until you find out who you have. Russell Wilson, hate him or not, he was taken in the 3rd round, and the sucker is pretty damn good. George Kittle, one of our own, drafted in the 5th round, and he's pretty damn good. There's going to be hits, and there are going to be misses. But if you look at this whole situation, let's back up for a second. Since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch took over, and look at every player they brought in through the draft, would you agree that they have more better decisions than bad ones? For the bad choices, they have a lot of great choices in the draft. And this is what I'm saying. Don't allow your anger or your frustration for all the mistakes that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan has made, that it takes you away from the things they have done right. They have done a lot of right for this organization. Don't let the bad overtake it. It's not worth it. It is not worth it, in my humble opinion. We got, oh man, I didn't realize I was that behind on comments. We have a super chat by Corey Davis with a $5 super chat. Corey, I always appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the $5 super chat from Corey Davis. Hello, Niner Sickness, and I wipe my feet, and I hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday. I am having a wonderful Tuesday talking to you faithful, my brothers and sisters here on the internet. Always loving having a conversation with you guys. Always enjoying my evening when I come live on my channel, because I have the greatest friends. I'm not even going to say viewers. Friends. I consider you guys my friends. You guys are my friends here on the channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I may not be the most funniest person. I might not be the most educated fan. I might not be the best content creator. And I understand that. And I'm okay with that. They are way better content creators than I am. They are. But I love talking football. I enjoy conversating. And I always treat my channel, and I said this before, my channel is more of a let's hang out, let's drink some tea, coffee, whatever you drink, and let's just talk football. This is what my channel is about. I love it that there's all these flavors out there. Let me get back to some of these comments before I get beat up. Sickness, the one player I wanted to see on defense is Ronnie Lott. Light hitter. A player to punish, the receivers. I really thought, Taylor Mays was such a mistake, wasn't it? Was going to be it. Remember him? Oh, I remember him. I remember Pete Carroll taking over as a head coach of Seattle Seahawks. And I remember Taylor Mays playing for Pete Carroll at USC. And yet, he chose to go with Oh, I can't think of this. I just slipped away from me. The other safety he chose to go with. He's not on there. He's not with the team anymore. But anyway, he chose to go with Earl Thomas. He chose to go with Earl Thomas over a safety that played for him in college. That should have spoke volumes to the Niners, and they still took Taylor Mays. And now we know why Pete Carroll did not take him and chose to take Earl Thomas. But yes, I remember him all too well. Hit me up. I'm not really doing the jerseys anymore, Lucky, but hit me up on Messenger afterwards. What's up, Bell? Romelo Board, please get rid of Jed's crazy. He's crazy. I don't know if he's crazy. I think he was crazier when he was younger and wet behind the ears. I think Jed York has become a better owner. And he kind of, the fact that he's giving the reins to Kyle and John Lynch is a pretty good owner. He's not meddling like Jerry Jones does. If you're going to hire people to run your team, you got to believe and trust they can do it. If not, why even hire them? Tony Smith says Jimmy G is a okay quarterback. He just needs to focus on his throws more and focus on not throwing an interception every game. He needs to focus on not making opposing linebackers part of your team. For sure, right? But we haven't been to a Super Bowl since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have been with us, though. But we haven't been to the Super Bowl since. Well, I don't quite understand that question. Since 2019, that was 2 years ago or 3 years ago now. We'll get there. Especially if you look at the NFC right now. Other than the Buccaneers and the Rams. And I don't even think the Packers are going to be really that part. Dallas maybe could make some noise. You got Dallas in the East. You got Tampa in the South. You got the Packers in the North. And then the Rams and the Niners in the West. It is up for grabs. Now, once the Niners make it to the Super Bowl, they're going to play some good competition on the other side for sure. Now, the question is this. Can they get to the Super Bowl with Jimmy based on what is left in the NFC? Absolutely. Can they win the Super Bowl with Jimmy playing against those type of quarterbacks in the AFC right now? Probably not. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Let's see. Sickness, you are funny. I am being honest with you. Thank you, Roberto. I'll take that as a compliment. Jimmy can be good. Jimmy can be a good quarterback. He never will. We don't need him to be good. We just need him not to be bad. Right? Just don't make the mistakes, Jimmy, and we're okay. Beto, why is your camera purple? See, I don't know. Really don't know why it's so you see the purple too, right? I don't know, man. I did something and I don't know how to fix it. Oh, you know what? Wait up. Let me see something. Did I screw it up? Let me see something here. No, that's not it. Did I mess it up here? I did. There we go. There's the problem. Thank you, Mike. There's the problem. Mike, you are my hero. I never thought about that until right now. As soon as you mentioned, 'cause I've been trying everything. Everything. Now I see I can go back to purple again. There I am, purple again. And there I am, not purple. Wow. I gotta make sure this doesn't get touched again. All right. I'm no longer a Vikings fan. Yay. Thank you, Mike H. The purple went away. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Sickness, camera looks purple. Yeah, I know. We just fixed that. How's the camera now? What am I clapping myself for? Hold on. Do I still look purple? Let me ask you guys, do I still look purple? Does my wall still look purple? Hold on, guys. Does it look good now, or does it still look purple? Let me know, guys. It only took about an hour and 10 minutes to figure that out. Thank you, Mike. I tried to do things internally with my camera. I tried to figure out my software, but on this particular program that I use to go online, there's where I can adjust the color, like I can adjust the temperature, the brightness, the tint, the saturation, the gamma, and it was out of focus. Purple. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Lakers, baby. That wasn't the reason why, Nick, but I love that answer. You look better, not purple. Yay. Love it. You guys did not tell me this right from the beginning. You guys let me be purple all this time. Shame on you. I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Ay, Dios mío. I couldn't figure out yesterday. I could not figure out for the life of me what I did wrong. And now that I fixed it, I'm like, really? Niner Beto? Really? You're such a pendejo. I'm like, ay, Dios mío. Mira. I just had to press one button and that's it. And nobody told me, you're purple. You're purple until Mike H told me. Purple people eaters. Really, Tommy? What's up, Tommy? Orale, Tommy's in the house, rocking his guitar. Corey Davis says, no, it is purple no more. Mike came to the rescue. Yeah, Mike H. The H stands for hero. Mike the hero. David says, no purple, looks clear. Do I look younger? Do I look skinnier? No. Who was asking? Who was asking? Can you imagine if there was a button that I can press and lose 50 pounds? I'll be like, deet, 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 deet. I'll break that button right off the damn stream deck. Lucky says no. Cheers for the purple going away. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers, everyone. My goodness. Sickness. I love the D-back battles that's going to take place. Ward, Mosley, Verrett. Well, if he comes back, got you. It's a D-back coach's dream. I'm going somewhere with this. Thoughts? It's a good problem to have. It is a good problem to have with these D-backs. With the addition of Ward, it is definitely a good problem to have. Now I got blurry. It's a good problem to have, most definitely. The Warriors suck, and the Lakers... Órale pues. No tenga... What? No hablo español. Look who it is. My brother from another mother. Colts Chronicles is in the house. What's up, Mr. Colts? Kelts? I'm always screwing it up. My forgiveness, bro. You good, my brother. Regardless of the color, you bleed red. And look at that. Look at my brother from another mother. Appreciate it, brother. It is Dick Tracy in the house. What's up, Dick Tracy? Looks like the man to me, Beto. Look like the man to me. I appreciate that, Senor Dick Tracy. Gosh, I hate being right about Jimmy. I bet you do. I bet it must be hard for you. I saw Sickness was live and I was watching Viking Sickness. Orale. Yeah, I got sick of the purple. Thank you that it went away. And I can't believe it was just a simple button. Ay, Dios mío. Beto, I thought you knew that you were doing that purple. No, I knew the purple was there. I knew it was there. I just didn't know how to get rid of it. And I was hoping that you guys didn't notice that it was just on my side. It didn't really translate to you guys. But apparently what I see is what you see. But yeah. Yeah, if I get really close to the camera, see how it gets blurry? Sometimes the blurry, if I do this, it gets blurred, so I got to make sure I get unblurred. I didn't even know if that made sense. Moses, when we signing stuff on Gilmore, what's the holdup? You're messing with him, Mike. Stop it. Steven Ortega is in the house. How you doing, brother? Make sure you smash that like button for me. Niner Sickness, so Jimmy might stay. Yeah, it looks like it more and more. We're going to get a true feel on draft day or draft weekend. If the Niners don't move Jimmy during the draft, the truth of him being on this roster is going to become even more evident than ever. Our last resort is trying to trade him. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let's say we don't trade Jimmy for any draft picks. Let's say we trade him for a player. Straight up, one player for another. Get him off our books and bring in a player. I believe the Panthers, they have a Burns, the defensive end. Burns, I believe is his name. Could the Niners trade for him? Trade Jimmy for him? Just to get him off the roster? Is that a possibility? What's your guys' thought on that? Maybe not trading picks, but trading players. Jimmy for another player for another team. Tommy Huxley, I was trying to say no tenga means I don't have anybody. See, my reading, I can speak Spanish, but my reading is not so good. I can barely read English. Who am I lying to? Sickness, example of what I mean. I expected my son to beat out the senior for the starting D-back for varsity, but he got coaching from me. What can I say? And the same thing fits for a Trey. If you want to be the best, you beat out the best or who's in front of you. Nothing should ever be handed to you. We got to earn everything that we get. If Trey's the better quarterback and they go into competition, Trey better beat out Jimmy. Straight up, just beat him out. I am so glad that the purple went away. Oh my God, I was driving me nuts. It was driving me nuts. Beto, do a Fred Warner on your screen. Do the Fred Warner on your screen. Ooh, do I have him on the screen? Hold on. Charge. Do I have him on this particular screen? I have like 7 different formats. Give me 1 second. Just for my boy. My brother from another mother. He's requesting. Let's see if I can handle his request. Oh, I know what to do. Hold on. Is it right here? Oh, I know. Hold on. This is how much I care about my boy, youngster. Oops. Hold on. There you go, senor. There's your Fred Warner, my friend. There is your Fred Warner. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get to a close now that I got rid of the purple. Now I want to be on here for another hour. Tommy, ¿cómo estás? That's how I feel about the Super Bowl. I feel if we get so anyway, I appreciate that I was able to get rid of the purple finally. Now I can actually adjust better coloring. My goodness. Beto looking like a tonto, vato loco without them. Oh, I know. Pero ¿sabes qué? Mira. Órale. Órale. It's your vato loco pelón, eh? What's up, eh? Then I'll be like a real cholo. What you looking at, Holmes? What you looking at? This is my cheeseburger. I'm not a tough guy, bro. I'm a wuss. I'm afraid of spiders, man. Whenever I see a spider, I go running around like a little girl. My wife comes in like Rambo and kills the spider. And I'm all hiding on top of I'm on top of the couch. I'm sweating because I'm afraid of the spider. The couch is sweating because it's holding my weight. A bunch of sweating going on. Oh, that's how I feel about the Super Bowl. If we did get a quarterback from another team, it would feel like a Super Bowl was being handed to us, not worked for. I agree. Órale, vato loco. Where's them hyenas at? Yeah, no. I'm too scared of my wife to answer that. No hyenas, brother. It's all about La Dueña. Anyway, guys, I've been on here for about an hour, a little bit over an hour. You guys have been amazing. We finally took care of the purpleness. The purple's gone. You guys are amazing. Once again, I am not the most informative content creator, but I am one that loves to talk football, and I enjoy conversating with each and every one of you. Gina, thank you for being part of the show. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. And everyone that has joined me today, thank you so much. For those that are supporting my channel, thank you for supporting my channel. And for those that gave donations today, thank you so much for everything you do. I am your humble host, Niner Beto, a.k.a. Niner Sickness, saying gracias por todo, que Dios lo bendiga. Have a blessed evening. And remember, let that person in your life know that you love them. Love one another, respect one another, and support one another. I am out of here. Peace. Go faithful. Until the next podcast, I am out.